What's going on, guys? Well, it's June 18th, 2021. We're talking Friday. Hey! Big whoop. And we're still trying to get over a heat wave out here in the Antelope Valley of California. Well, you probably groan and moan if you want. I'm already doing that. This is the zombie from Roseman, California. The sleep deprived zombie. But this time it's only 7:14 p.m., which means it's evening. It's not daytime, and we still got a little bit of daylight left. Not to mention, I got a dog driving me crazy with the looks again. She wants food. Real life. Nothing bullshit about that one. So, more and more and other political stuff. I thought I've been trying to stay the hell away from this stuff. Going on lines, watching different things. I was discovering that the amount of money I keep paying for Disney Plus sometimes is either worth it or not worth it, depending on what kind of programs I'm watching. But I'll give him a plug out there anyway. He's got some good shows on there I liked. I guess it's pretty damn worth it. Amazon Video, well, I do a lot of shopping. Well, and I'm also waiting for some of the other better shows to be coming up on there too. Ones I'm still waiting for the newer seasons. But I've got another topic in mind to say at this point over here. I'm trying to lead you on. Is there a conspiracy to this damn thing? No, just trying to let you know what's going on and what's to be expected, because right now, as I've been trying to monitor the national news, local news is still talking about the COVID-19 restrictions being lifted, masks in certain areas and certain restrictions. Once in a great while, we'll get a car chase or two. That's pretty interesting, exciting. I like car chases. I can watch them, order some food, and watch the whole thing take place. Unless we're talking about a 5 or 10 minute one, and it's like, oh, big whoop. Next channel. But one that takes about 30 to 45 to 50 minutes to an hour or 2 hours, it's like you order a pizza. Have a party for this one. And you're rooting for the guy at this point. You're not rooting for the cops to get him, because you know the cops are going to get him. You're just wondering if the cops are going to be letting loose on this guy, and then you keep realizing it. You don't know what this driver is in the first place, if this driver is a lunatic or not. Most of the time, they do pretty well, and the rest of the time, they don't. There's been a few times these guys get away. Last night, there was one disappeared out in North Hollywood somewhere. News media and police tried to search this entire construction area, a lot of apartments, and the guy disappeared. He was in a minivan. He was being chasing all over the place, scaring the living crap out of people left and right. And then pulls off on a side street, bangs into a car as he leaves, and he disappears. And no one's seen the guy since. And then when I'm watching on CNN this evening, when they keep talking about some of the stuff still happening on June 6th and politicians denying it, and naturally the Trump supporters denying the damn thing in the first place. The Department of Justice is still putting out the information that it happened. It was no fake. They're pulling out all the damn body cams as much as they can, cell phones, and releasing whatever they can out there to the general public. So if they're going to be making a public inquiry, a public trial on this one, there's a lot of people convicted already just by showing all this damn stuff in the first place. Organized? I mean, God bless it. When you have people who are supposed to be patriotic, who are supposed to be law-abiding, who love and support law and order, picking on law officers, being aggressive, beating up on them. Come on. And these guys are egging them on left and right. And then what I hear from some of the pundits out there from Foxland and from the other idiots out there saying that this had been an FBI conspiracy. It's been Black Lives Matter. It's been Antifa. It's someone else's responsibility. These people are just protesting. Yeah, sure. Attack the Capitol, break things down, kill an officer or two. To have a protester who was a decorated soldier turn on, go into the Capitol, do something crazy in there, like attacking officers, and they show it on camera. They've got it on tapes. Next thing you know, she's shot dead by the same officers protecting certain chambers out there, and lawmakers out there are trying to do their constitutional duty at this point over here. What I have to keep asking is if there are any FBI paperwork, if there's any government papers out there that Foxland has been claiming left and right, including Tucker Carlson, that they've got paperwork. Did they say that they got it through the Freedom of Information Act? Did they actually show the paperwork? They have. Nothing. At least if you're going to see a news organization who's got documentation, they'll show it on air. Say, this is what we got from the Freedom of Information Act, or this is what we got from sources, but here's the data. Here's the records. Research it. That's why I can't stand conspiracy theories. They believe on someone else's word, who believed on someone else's word, who believes in someone else's word, and they go down the pipeline. They believe in a telephone line game. When we have video supporting something else, it's... I know the agencies are trying to get the emotional impact out of the audience to make sure that they're doing their numbers. I mean, I can understand the marketing situation at this point over here. But they also want to make sure that the truth is out there too by showing them what the hell happened. Try this one for an example. Volcanic eruptions happening in different places. And people actually catch it on camera. Nature spewing off its geologic wonder. Are you going to tell me that that's all special effects? Because if Caltech or even the USGS, by their own monitoring stations and borrowing everyone else's stations left and right, they are monitoring movement in the earth. Across the surface, in the oceans, they're monitoring what's going on. They're not fools and idiots. So they can't deny any seismic activity at this point. Here's another one. Sun starts spewing out solar flares. We've got satellites out there to watch the damn thing. We've got radiation counts going all over the place, and we would know if we're going to be hit by a solar flare or not. But we don't have the time for it because there's like about 8-minute time lag between the sun and the earth because of the speed of light equations. The flare can only go at the speed of light, throwing off a lot of energy. By the time we get the warning, it's practically too damn late. We get a hurricane coming down our ass. You notice I'm using a lot of science here as examples. But when it comes down for human behavior at this point over here, this is the thing that people keep saying. That, no, it didn't happen, even though we actually have it happen, and we got video camera on this one. When we have beatings, when we have stabbings, we have shootings, when they're being caught on camera, when they're being caught in a digitized field of zeros and ones that make up the grand scheme of what the camera lens is watching here. We're saying the lens is faulty. So basically, everything in the world is staged on a sound stage. There still are conspiracy nut jobs out there who believe that the earth is still flat. There's like maybe, I don't know how many, 300, 400, maybe 600, maybe less than that, maybe 2, maybe 1. And they still believe that the earth is flat and the earth, the government is against them. I keep thinking that maybe they should form their own book club and just deal with it as that. But when you're talking about politicians covering up uh, a massive riot happening anywhere, saying they're just good people exercising their freedom of speech while breaking things down left and right while beating up on law enforcement left and right. That kind of pisses me off. All trying to sell you the same malarkey, as someone would say it. Yeah, we all like to say bullshit. Because on news medias, they can't say that because of certain censorship. They can give out as much as they can and say the language in a certain way, but after that, they have to keep apologizing to the public because of that particular language is not acceptable on air. Common everyday language. But they have to use a little bit more extraordinary care when it comes down for delivering information because of certain organizations out there and certain platforms do or do not allow it. And even the news media organizations are also subject to a little bit of censorship here and there. It's called their editors. They want to make sure they keep it clean enough. Of course, they'll apologize and put disclaimers up there saying, apologize for this language over here if we're going to be running a tape. But if it's actual and happening live, there's no way for them to filter or edit it out. And sometimes they'll use it as an emotional impact. I want you to be aware of this issue over here because I am trying to dig at your emotions. So this traumatic incident here, of course you never hear him say this damn thing. But this is what happens. I'll say this right now, 12 minutes into the video, that I've been trying to do disclaimers over there to tell people this is my own damn observations, all right? I'm seeing it, I'm experiencing, I'm living through the damn thing. So I'm not a guru, I'm not lettered at anything at this point over here. I'm just saying what it is. I'm also not going to apologize for the lighting because we're under a flex alert and power stage at this point over here, so deal with that one as well. At least I got a mic set up here and a headset so you can hear me at least. But as for my knowledge of everything else, hey, 55 years old, lived through a hell of a lot of shit, seen a lot of shit, and speak a lot of shit. But the thing is, I'm not an expert at anything. I didn't ask for anybody to follow me specifically and say, we'll follow you because you're our guru. No, I'm not saying that. I'm giving out my own damn experiences out there, probably for posterity's sake, even though it will be well easier to put them on flash drives and bury them alive, and then watch someone else dig it up, ground them up, and then poof, they're gone. But maybe on some big-ass server, if it doesn't get hit by electromagnetic pulse of some kind, or maybe it blown up, maybe my own knowledge, maybe my own life itself will be worth a damn because somebody else will be learning about different things happening well after this author is gone. So I'm not trying to make a following or a march or anything else like that. I'm just saying what's on my mind. That's all I'm doing. I'm not. I mean, I could ask for subscribers. I could ask for people to hit the likes for the videos to spread the word. That, yes, I need them because. Well, probably because I would have a corporate entity coming down on my ass at this point over here. Because if I happen to hit a terms and agreement button saying that I have to keep promoting my channel any which way I can to keep my channel alive on there, then it looks like I've got a business arrangement I have to deal with. Otherwise, I get kicked off. Why? Because this is the situations we deal with in life right now. We deal with reality on television, but the thing is, we look outside our windows, we go outside, we interact with people, we're dealing with reality as it is. Now, my reality currently, it is hot as hell outside. It is about 85, which probably some people say, oh, that's not bad, we're dealing with triples. Yes, I know, I went outside and damn near died. With a dog. Both panting like crazy until we got back inside and dealt with the air conditioning as best as we could. So we're surviving as best as we can. Greenhouse effect, some people may say, I would say it. But I know it's been a hot freaking day at this point. Now, watching these guys talk on the stations concerning about, let's see, the news medias are trying to get your uh, emotional states riled up because of certain things that happen, and we need to get more of a momentum going on this damn thing. We need ratings and stuff like that. Well, that's their job. Then again, I switched to local stations, and I'm seeing newscasters telling us about weather problems, fire issues, flex reports. The California state governor getting attacked by a kook. Gets her gets their butt busted. A killer of a kid about a month ago. And the state was trying to find the driver and the shooter of this one car who killed a 6-year-old. And it became a national situation there. All within two to 3 weeks. Everybody's looking for the damn drivers, and about a month later, now we're hearing from from the law enforcement out here. They're caught. They gave themselves up. Took them about a month. All the information's been out there, and they didn't even hear about it. Oh, come on. And what gets me, what really gets me at this point over here, is when I'm listening to this damn crap, is I'm hearing them saying, we didn't know this was road rage. All I did was drive a car, according to one driver. And the other schmuck inside, her passenger, was telling the driver to pull over to the woman, or the woman who lost her child, because the kook thought, the shooter actually thought, he got flipped off. And he wanted to make a point with a gun. And I keep hearing shootings all over the damn country, left and right. Texas enacted a law from a dumbass governor. I'll say it again, a dumbass governor. Oh, hell, you can just go to any 7-Eleven, pick yourself up a gun. You don't need a lesson or anything like that. Just pick yourself up a gun. How about an AR-15, young man? You look like you're 5 years old. You're ready to rip ass? Cool. You don't need to learn about this damn thing. Here, just shove a gun in your face and learn how to shoot it. You don't need any instructions on the damn thing. Just take the gun, load it up with a cartridge, and start having fun with it. Then what do you have? You have shootings happening in cities. Of course, if you happen to transport the gun across state lines to maybe other states that may or may not allow the damn thing, with or without permits. But then again, there's certain states out there are trying to say, well, the federal government doesn't apply to us. Because we're the states. We say more of that one. And if you're bringing a gun over here, that's fine with us. If you happen to shoot somebody, well, that's fine with us too. We don't need to listen to the federal government at this point. That's why I said in some of my other videos that we're in some kind of a weird-ass civil war right now. I don't think we know what the hell we're doing these days. Honest to God, I don't think we know what the hell we're doing. Because I think half the state, or actually half the country, has lost its frickin' mind. How about one particular city that actually had about 50 people, 50 officers, just walk off part of a job responsibility because of a beating up incident that happened several months ago in a riot. Yeah, I'm talking about Portland. One particular officer is going through the well, it's going through the process right now, probably getting fired, then prosecuted, go through the trials. Meanwhile, the brother officers, the brother blues, who actually supported this guy, well, they're saying at this point it's news media got it wrong because whatever they were showing on videotape, that wasn't right. There was an interview happening on one of the news stations, actually one of the news channels out here, talking with one of the news personalities. And he supported what was going on with the officers. I should listen to the entire conversation happening to get a more of a gist at this point over here. But that's what kind of pissed me off at this point. Yes, we need to understand about the police's point of view of saying what the hell's going on. And the reaction was because of a lawsuit filed by the woman against the police department, against the officer himself, concerning about the violence, because she was hit without even showing what was going on. And the thing is, it reminded me of Rodney King back in the 90s. As I said before a while ago, and you can all research this one here and get my facts straight on that. Rodney King was a drunk. He was being pursued in the streets of San Fernando Valley, got pulled over in Sunland. They had several units out there, and you had about 4 officers beating the crap out of him, trying to theoretically make him comply, and he's drunker than shit. And he can't understand what the hell's going on. They're beating the crap out of him. They almost killed him. Finally got an ambulance. He got beaten up. A lot of head injury. These 4 officers got badges turned in, fired, prosecuted, and walked on state charges. But the federal violation of civil rights, 2 out of 4 got nailed. We wouldn't have known anything about that if there wasn't a video camera to capture the beating. There was no video cameras, no body cams during that time to capture anything else going on. Talk about life right now. I got a dog needs to go out. Give me a second. Sorry about that. Reality. Dog wants to go out. Just wants to go outside and go crazy. And I can't allow her to do that outside. Outside, it's getting cooler. And therefore, a lot of people are enjoying it out there. As soon as it gets even darker, she's going to go crazy. Would the people have gone crazy if we actually had seen Rodney King with our own eyes? I mean, without watching the videotape that was passed around from news station to news station. When it was actually on a magnetic tape, not the digital format that you can download to the internet and pass it off to everybody in an instant, like the technology we have today. Devices like these, our cell phones, are our eyes and ears to the world, to things that are happening these days, using the technology that the police are using for body cams. Eyes and ears. These things have a hell of a lot more power than we give them credit for. I'm not talking about the apps, it's how some of the apps are being used. And with this, we're able to get actions happening. We're able to get events happening right before our eyes. We're trying to understand what is going on around us. And this is what confuses the living crap out of people. It's what pisses them off. It's what pisses off law enforcement. But for the past 3 or 4 years, they're implementing body cams all over. Approximately 3 to 4 years. People have been screaming about them for years. Ever since we had a digital revolution, we wanted this technology to keep law enforcement accountable. They obliged. And some of them didn't even realize that it was going to be coming up and biting them in the ass. Now, for the ones who didn't want their own actions being recorded, they should have just said no. But they didn't have a choice. because it was what the public wanted and the public demanded, and the police officers got it. So now the cops have to be held accountable to a higher standard. Very much. Now the other question is, why can't everybody else be held to that accountable standard, including the ones who are causing all the damn trouble in the first place? I know, generalized statement at this point over here. Let me try to define that one. Okay, Charlottesville. How many people had taken video cameras to that one? Camera phones, news media outlets. How many people had watched the whole thing happen, documented it? How many people get prosecuted? I don't know if they actually did. How about the one incident where this one woman got run over by a car in a riot situation, or actually in a protest situation? Black Lives Matter. Yet this one idiot decides he's going after one of the people in the protest. This happened back east somewhere. I am not specific on dates and times and stuff like that. I remember the events. That happened. I wish I had more details about who was getting injured and why. I remember seeing police officers, when we're seeing the videotapes left and right, beat the crap out of people left and right, and then hearing the explanations coming from, not from the officers, but from the higher ups and the unions and everybody else trying to make their own interpretations for the thing. Still revolves around the Rodney King situation for me. Because without the camera, none of these would be on tape. We get January 6th riot in the U.S. Capitol for the whole world to see. We get cameras, all sorts. Everyone taking selfies, taking selfie videos, videotaping anything and everything, videographing everything. News media organizations, but mostly cameras. These damn things. We're seeing democracy under attack. And then we're seeing people denying what the hell happened. They think they're following democracy, and they're not. They're being idiots. What are you doing, mamas? Hold on. Here's a reality check when I got a dog wandering around over here driving me crazy. She knows it's getting dark out there, and she doesn't like it. Oh, I love this one. I'm watching on CNN. They're going to be talking about the shooting a few days ago on a New York City sidewalk. Different camera angles. Different fixed camera angles. Seeing an attack happen. I'm sorry, did the attack happen? Did the person die? Were there any attackers for that one? Sorry. That was just staged. The shooting in Parkland. Gotta love this one here. Coming up. The shooting in Parkland was staged. It was done on the Hollywood sound stages in California. There was no body count there. So how do we know this was all done? And what about the shooting up and... Oh, yeah, here we go. I'm hearing the fingernails grate out of the blackboards and digging into the furniture right now. How about the shooting done in Columbine? And the school shooting up in the New England area. That didn't happen. It's all fake. It didn't happen. Oh, I got one more better. Okay, everybody, start overreacting. Build up your intensity at this point. The bombing in Oklahoma City was staged. It didn't happen. It was done somewhere else. We got the government files for that. Timothy McVeigh was a hero and still living. He was a national hero. Okay, so how much of your nerves have already been graded so far? Not yet? Okay. So Parkland didn't happen. Shooting up in New England didn't happen. The New York shooting that they're talking about for the past couple of days didn't happen either. The riots didn't happen. It was just all a peaceful gathering. And the cops are villains. We're supposed to be the United States of America. We love our freedom. The COVID-19 was false. The vaccination's poison. Fauci is a demon. Trump is all-powerful God. And the Q knows all. Listen to Marjorie Taylor Greene and McCarthy and McConnell. They know better. And we must have guns all over the place to shoot people up. And no retaliations. This is America. Are you getting it? I mean, are you actually understanding what I'm doing here? We got crap happening all over the damn place, and we're putting our heads in the stand, and we're listening to somebody else trying to tell us what the hell's going on. Meanwhile, our own damn bodies are getting torn apart left and right by people who are just loving to devour the poor dummies who got tucked and sticking their heads in the sand and listening to something, but they don't know what the hell it is. Truth and reality are tearing their own bodies apart, but they don't want to listen. They don't want to care about a damn thing. Meanwhile, we're going to continue to see all these damn realities happen on our television, and not to mention playing out in front of us. It's like we want this violence to happen. We want to see kids in danger by some frickin' lunatic armed with a gun, dancing around, shooting. We want to see kids getting slaughtered and maimed and killed, and not to mention their parents in different places and communities. We want to see places to get used as target practice. How about that one? Is this what we want? Is this really what we want? Because at this point, we no longer call ourselves American with a capital A, with a C in there, not a K, or KK, actually. Because if we want this shit to happen constantly, I'm not talking about the videotapes, I'm talking about the actual shit that happens here. I'm talking about if someone actually is in your neighborhood and starts killing people left and right for the fun of it because they pop for some reason or another, and you think that's okay, you want to support this guy's rights to have guns so he can kill people? There's something wrong, dude. There is something awfully, awfully wrong with every one of us. Because if we actually want this to happen, then we might as well no longer have a country to begin with. Hell, we might as well let Putin march right in right now with Li or whatever the hell he calls himself in China. And not to mention Seoul, North Korea coming in the rear, picking up what's left of the scraps of the United States, or what was called the United States. We might as well just disillusion ourselves right now. Burn the Constitution, burn the Declaration of Independence, the Mayflower Compact, the Gettysburg Address. Every important document we've got out there, gone. Because this is what we're ending up with right now. We no longer become a country because we don't have it in here. We sure as hell don't have it in here. And don't get me about that ultra patriotic bullshit, the flag waving crap. At this point, I might as well take the red, white, and blue and burn it and say the U.S. flag code allows me to. And so is the First Amendment. Deal with it. That, I know, will piss off a lot of people. And yeah, I've got flags. The only thing of it is, I've kept it here for a hell of a long while because it still tells me I still have a semblance of dignity and humanity and reality still in me. I still know where my ancestors came from, imperfect and screwed up as they are. I'll say are, because to me they're still inside of here and still inside of here. They tried to make this country a working, better country. It is up to each one of us in our generations after this to try to make the country better, quote unquote. But the problem is we can't do it. Because we're too damn screwed up in our own damn heads to thinking we're so ultra patriotic, we're so cool, we want to make America great, we're killing people left and right over it. And accepting it. We want more guns so we can shoot more people and make the body count more. But then again, we want to punish the wrongdoers, but we want to keep the right doers. We got the tools, we want to keep the tools until we start using the tools on each other. But we're alright because we blame the other guy for it, even though we pulled the damn trigger. This is what pisses me off. There's no accountability, no transparency, no responsibility. Blame the other schmuck for your own damn actions. For those who actually believe in something greater than this life right here, this mortal coil that we're clinging onto, you're going to be hope to hell. You're going to be happy to hope to hell at this point over here that you're held up in the highest esteem. Because we were taught a long time ago in different religions and different belief systems, we should be treating each other equally if we can, as individuals, with a hell of a lot of respect and dignity. But I suppose shooting people and killing people gives you that much more. Has to feed your damn ego, doesn't it?